Right now, inside your body, something is happening that most people will never notice in their entire lifetime. You take a simple walk, nothing intense, nothing dramatic, just movement. But deep inside your chest, your lungs begin to respond in a way that feels almost like they are remembering something they had forgotten. Most people believe the lungs are fixed in shape, static, unchanged, unless something extreme happens. But that is not true. Because what happens next is not about damage or disease. It is about adaptation. And after just a short period of walking, your lungs begin to reorganize themselves in ways that quietly reshape how you breathe, how you move, and how much energy your body can produce. Because what happens next is not what you expect. Inside your body, the moment you start walking, your nervous system sends a quiet alert. Not a warning, a signal. Think of it like a city suddenly switching from night mode to morning operations. Lights turning on, block by block, systems waking up, one by one. Your lungs are part of that city, and they are paying attention. At first, nothing dramatic happens. You are still in the early phase, the first few minutes. But inside your chest, the rhythm begins to shift. Air moves slightly deeper without you even noticing. Tiny air sacs in your lungs called alveoli begin to open more fully, like small balloons gently inflating after being partially collapsed. This is where most people miss the story, because it feels normal, but this is where it starts. As you continue walking, your breathing rate increases slightly, not out of panic, out of demand. Your muscles are asking for oxygen, your blood is responding, and your lungs are adjusting in real time like an intelligent delivery system expanding its capacity on demand. Now watch this. Inside the lung tissue, blood vessels begin to widen. More surface area becomes available for gas exchange. Oxygen starts moving more efficiently into your bloodstream. But here's the part most people miss. This isn't just about breathing faster. It's about breathing smarter. Your lungs are not passive. They are adaptive structures responding to repeated rhythm. And after around 10 to 14 minutes of steady walking, something subtle but important begins to happen. Your breathing becomes more coordinated, less shallow, more controlled, more efficient. The diaphragm, the main breathing muscle under your lungs, begins to move in a smoother pattern. Instead of quick, fragmented contractions, it starts to settle into a deeper rhythm. And this is where it gets interesting. Because inside the microscopic structure of your lungs, airflow distribution begins to even out. Areas that were previously underused during shallow breathing begin to participate more fully in gas exchange. Imagine a warehouse where only a few doors were open before, and now, slowly more and more doors begin to unlock. This is not a transformation you can feel directly, but your body is experiencing it in real time. Now let's go deeper into stage 2. As walking continues, your cardiovascular system begins working in sync with your lungs. Heart rate increases slightly, but not chaotically. It becomes rhythmic, predictable, and your lungs respond by improving oxygen transfer efficiency. This is where most people stop, but this is where it starts. Because inside the lung tissue, capillaries, tiny blood vessels, begin to adjust their flow patterns. More blood is directed toward areas that are actively exchanging oxygen. Less is wasted. Efficiency increases. And over time, your body begins to learn something important. It is information. Now watch this carefully. When you reach sustained walking around the 14-minute mark, your breathing pattern begins to stabilize into what scientists call a steady-state rhythm. But let's keep it simple. Your body stops reacting like it's catching up, and starts operating like it knows exactly what is coming next. And this is where the deeper change begins. Because your lungs are not just moving air, they are shaping themselves around demand. Inside the alveoli, repeated expansion and contraction over time improves elasticity. The tissue becomes more responsive, more flexible, more efficient at exchanging oxygen and carbon dioxide. It's not a dramatic transformation. It's a quiet upgrade. Now let's step into stage 3. With consistent walking, something powerful happens inside your respiratory system. Your oxygen uptake improves, not instantly, but progressively. Your body begins to extract more oxygen from each breath. That means your lungs do not need to work harder, they work better. And here's the emotional part most people miss. This is not your body struggling. This is your body adapting. Now imagine this happening every day. Your lungs slowly becoming more efficient at every breath you take. Your diaphragm becoming stronger and more controlled. Your airway coordination becoming smoother. It's like upgrading the software of a system that was already designed to be intelligent. And now, let's go even deeper. Inside the cells lining your lungs, energy production begins to improve. Mitochondria become more active. Local inflammation decreases slightly after repeated sessions of walking. Not because you forced change, but because you created consistency. Now watch this. After walking, your breathing does not simply return to baseline immediately. There is a short after effect. Your oxygen utilization remains slightly improved for a period of time. Your respiratory system stays in a more efficient state. It's as if your lungs remember what just happened. Now let's shift perspective. Most people think lungs are fixed like balloons in a box. But that is not true. Your lungs are intelligent, responsive tissue designed to adapt to demand. And here's the misunderstanding. You are not forcing your lungs to change. You are giving them a reason to improve. You're not fighting your body, you are communicating with it. Now let's add a light research layer. Studies on moderate walking show consistent improvements in respiratory efficiency, oxygen uptake, and overall lung function when performed regularly. Even short daily sessions can improve how effectively the body uses oxygen over time. Not dramatically in one day, but steadily over weeks. Now here's the tension most people ignore. If you remain inactive, your breathing pattern slowly adapts in the opposite direction. Not instantly, but gradually. Breathing becomes shallower. Oxygen exchange becomes less efficient. The diaphragm works less dynamically. The lungs receive less variation in demand, and systems that are not challenged slowly become less responsive. But here's the key insight. The body is not punishing you. It is adapting to your environment. Now let's talk transformation. When walking becomes consistent, your respiratory system begins to rewire itself around efficiency. Adaptation improves. Energy cost of breathing decreases. Oxygen delivery becomes smoother. Internal coordination between heart, lungs, and muscles becomes faster and more synchronized. This is internal rewiring, not visible on the surface, but powerful underneath. And now the final shift. When you walk regularly, your lungs are no longer reacting to movement. They are prepared for it. Breathing becomes smoother in daily life, not just during exercise. Energy feels more stable because oxygen delivery is more efficient. And over time, this creates a subtle but important effect. Your biological system begins to feel younger, not because time reversed, but because efficiency improved. Your body isn't broken, it's responding. Walking is not just movement, it is a signal. A signal that tells your lungs, we are active, we are adapting, we are alive. And maybe the most important question is not what happens inside your lungs after 14 minutes, but what happens inside your entire system when you repeat that signal every single day. What surprised you most about how your lungs respond to something as simple as walking?